All right, welcome back. Now we're going to be talking finance. Now, the National Pensions Commission recently made an announcement that a lot of us who are not very versed in that space are trying to get to understand. I'm joined now by Tunji Andrews, who is a financial literacy advocate. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So help us understand this, movement on commencement of transfers between accounts with the PFA. What is that exactly about?
So you want to think about it like the way the football transfer window happens. So naturally, prior to now, if you were with a pension fund administrator, you were stuck with the person. So if you didn't like their service, they were not treating you well, you preferred another PFA, you were stuck. But Pencom has now created a transfer window that allows you to be able to port from one PFA to another. So it's open, and if you want to port, this is the time.
Okay. So I like the fact that I use ports there because that was initially what came to mind, with the telecom
pretty similar.
networks.
It's pretty similar in terms of seamlessness, and the same way you carry your number with you is the same way you carry your money with you to the next PFA. So it's just really around what kind of service you're moving away from or moving to, that is really the consideration for a lot of people.
But just like with telecoms, there are people who swear that, when you pause, you end up finding out all the telecom services are literally the same. What's the guarantee that with PFAs? What would be a reason for someone to want to port?
Okay, so people are not very conversant with PFAs. So you want to look at them like banks. There are banks and there are banks. There are banks that only operate in some parts of the country, and there are some banks that operate in the entire country. Yeah. So while PFAs operate all around, but there are PFAs that have been around for as long as 26 years. There are PFAs that just got licensed a couple of years ago. There are some that are doing really, really well because they have a lot of funds. There are some that are managing to scrape funds together. So really, it's a case of two different levels, with some of these PFAs. They're the big boys in the industry, and there are a few that are just, coming through. Okay.
So, very layman question. Why is this possible with pensions and not with banking? Because I just thought about it now, like, why can't I, if I'm not happy with bank A, why can't I say, okay.
You want to carry your history
without having to walk in and do all of the, withdrawing the cash and reading. Why is it easier with pensions? Maybe that's the question.
Well, I think the reason why this was created was because prior to now, you were stuck with your PFA. Yeah. You couldn't move. So even if you wanted to take your money out, it's not even possible. Yeah, it's not possible. So I think that was why this was created as an extra, kind of special scenario. With banking, at least you can go, even if they won't allow you close the account, you can collect the money, But this was a reason that a lot of people have been complaining because, people on some side of the table looking at some PFAs doing some really fantastic numbers because of the size they have. Some PFAs like ARM, for instance, you'll be looking at numbers and wondering, how are those guys doing those kind of numbers? I want to move there, but you can't move. But this transfer window allows you to be able to, carry your bag from this side of the table to the other side.
Doesn't this kill smaller PFAs?
No, it gives, this is the thing. I like what the Pencom is doing because it allows everybody to be competitive. Because you can't port for me, it means you are here. I could give you bad service, you can't go anywhere. But now you have to step up your game. You have to really give me the kind of competitive, returns I want. You have to give me customer service. If I call you, no more that sluggish, who is this? You answer because I can move, So it's really about giving the very best in customer service because it's all that everybody's thinking about right now. Yeah. Thinking about how they can do the best for the customer and, give the best returns. Really.
So basically it's going to be like survival of the fittest
Exactly.
Now. You have to be fit to
You have to be fit to compete. Yeah, you have to be fit to compete. And that's why some of the bigger ones have the advantage. But this is also a good time for the small ones to also, be crafty, move. But the bigger ones are very big. So, this is a good time. This is a good time for everybody.
But, you find that a lot of Nigerians are still not very, like you said, very versed or even subscribe at all to, pension funds for whatever reasons. Why is coverage so low still, you think?
Well, so there,
or even the conversations.
So this is a conversation I've really plunged myself into recently, and I realized that there are so many things. First of all, there's the tradition in Nigeria the average Nigerian sees, and I'm not talking about you and I, we're not the average Nigerian. The average Nigerian sees having multiple children as their pension, their retirement fund. So you have 6, 7, 8, 9.
At least one go blue.
Exactly, you know the rule. But that is a problem because, and this is what scares me, because right now we have about 5 million people in Nigeria who are aged, that's 65 and above. In another 20 years, imagine what happens when the Sorosoke generation grows into that age. We're going to have an explosion, and there's something called aged poverty. We don't want to experience it in Nigeria, but that is not real to us yet. So the conversation, people like me are just trying to push that conversation with a lot of people, educating, letting them know that if you want a certain type of retirement, you have to start planning for it today, saving aside a little bit of money. So that is what we're doing. I've been doing, if you look at my timeline, is well what I'm doing, you know, conversing, telling people, you know, you have to start saving right now for the future. So a few companies too are doing that. I would say ARM too has been doing a lot of education in that area for people to, you know, basically prepare for the future. And Ebuka, you don't want to know what will happen in 20 years if we don't fix it.
Yeah.
Look at Nigeria now. Imagine we have 20 million aged poor people in Nigeria. We won't be able to manage it. Imagine the healthcare system. Even you and I, one uncle, man, bro.
Yeah. So if I was going to sign up with the PFA now, what key things should I consider or should I look out for? So if I was going to port even.
So you want to look at track history. Pencom always releases every year how the PFAs do. They are the star boys, you know, in the industry. That always do particularly well. You also want to look at customer service. You want to look at how they treat you, you know, the stability of the company, how long they've been around. A few of them are like that mark tick all the boxes. Like I mentioned earlier, ARM is one of them that ticks all the boxes in that area. But if you want to look at a PFA, you just want to look at what kind of returns are they giving me, what kind of customer service is available here, and how long have they been in operations.
Yeah. So just on a final note now, how does this porting happen? I know with the telecom, they just went to the new network.
Yeah, but this one you have to do a bit of a revalidation, a recapture with your present PFA. Once they've done that, then you would you can go to the website. I think with ARM is ARM Pension on the website. Just get somebody will come over and do the capture for you. You can even do it online, basically, but I think it's always easier if you have one of their people come over and do the capture for you. But first do the revalidation with your PFA before you reach out to the new PFA you want to.
Nigerians hear capture now and they're just like another round of...
No, but this is your money. Oh. This is your money. Think about it. It's like they want to make sure that it is you that is porting. Think about it, because you have millions and millions saved in that place. Let Ebukano come and say his name is Tunji. So yes, you have to go and recapture, basically.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being here today. We'll be looking forward to... I mean, like I said, the pensions conversation space is still very light, and it seems to be an elite sort of conversation, unfortunately, but when it shouldn't be. Is it a case of a disposable income not being available, you think?
It is. But my real purview is with the last mile, the poor man, the average man on the street. That's where we're going to. So I will be coming back to talk about that, because this is a task that nobody wants to do. And everybody's looking at me like, Tunji will send you a message. But we're excited about it. Yeah. We're taking
looking at growth projections, what does it look like? With regards to numbers.
It's massive. You see, the potential is massive. So right now we have 70 million people in the labor force. Only about 10 million are in the formal pension system. Yeah. We have, let's say, 60 million people either unemployed or employed in informal sector. These people, you can actually capture this entire 60 million in the pension system. But nobody's willing to take up the task. A few people are, but I've taken it as something I really want to do. So if we're going to be remembered, let's be remembered for something good. Yes.
Well, good luck. Looks like a tough fight, but we're definitely rooting for you.
Well, yes, please, root for me. I need it.
Thank you very much, Tunji, for being here today.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you for joining us. Like I always say, you can follow the conversation on Twitter. Rubbin Minds now is the handle. Please use the hashtag Rubbin Minds when you tweet at us. And remember, COVID-19 is still raging out there. So please be safe, wear a mask, socially distance, and stay at home if you don't have to be out. I'll see you next Sunday.